Hello and welcome to the most magical show in the keyboard community. I'm your host Merlin, and if it's your first time here, this show is all about building keyboards from the software end to the hardware end, and today we're doing a hybrid of the two, and it's also not my regular streaming time. Friday nights I'm usually hanging out with my wife, watching a movie or something, but I am building the Doro67 tomorrow, and you know, you can't really do much with the keyboard if you've built it, but there's no firmware. So we're going to try getting to it tonight. And let's see. Just a quick recap. Show you guys what the Doro67 looks like built. And boom, there you go. That's what a Doro67 looks like built. It's an integrated plate, 65% keyboard. Like so. I just received mine yesterday, actually, and I have a PCB. Boom. Here we go. Doro67. So as you may have noticed, the USB-C port, it's this little detachable guy right there. USB-C. It's connected with some kind of a 4-pin wire right there. Black PCB. And if you look closely, you'll see that in addition to every switch having an RGB LED, it's got an RGB switch controller for every single one of them right there. So we need to figure out how to program all of that. And I'm not really sure, but there might be something wrong with my PCB, unfortunately. Might be something wrong. And I have no experience with RGB very much, so take a look at what happens when I plug it in. It's disco! See that? See that? The top is all green, but the bottom is just randomly flashing lights. From what other people have told me, the top half is supposed to be all green, so I don't know what's going on here. There's a slight echo, by the way. Oh, really? Well, I don't have anything that's echoing. It might just be my room, so let's see if I can turn it down like that. See that? That's just unfortunate. You know what? I'm actually going to try flashing it with whatever the default is right now. Let's see. Just to try it out. So I made sure that all of the switches work, so I know that this keyboard works, just that the RGB might be super finicky. So let's see if I flash it with new firmware, if anything changes. What new firmware? There is no firmware because I'm writing it tonight. Let me just look at what Mr. 80 Ultraman sent. And I know he's got a... Oh, wait. Let me just... There we go. There's his Google Drive. Google Drive. I'm going to flash the default RGB that he sent. And maybe this will work. We just flash this really quick. Oh my gosh, that's so like disturbing. There is a reset button on the back. There we go. I pressed the reset button. Everything stopped. Let's erase. Okay. I just erased the flash, and I am going to flash this with, what was the file called? D68. There we go. All right. Okay. That finished flashing. We're gonna reset it. Okay, so even reflashing it, I'm still in this state right now. Sounds like two audio sources in OBS. Really? That is unfortunate. Might have screwed something up. Hello? Check, check, check. Let's turn that down for now. Sounds fine here. Yeah, looks like there is a dead RGB right there. Where's my little... Right over there. So 80 Ultraman. 80 Ultraman, I literally just received this. I'm showing on stream that things might be a little broken here. Okay. Well, if anything, I'll still program this. Because part of the job is actually to figure out how all of these LEDs are connected. Try turning it on and off again. All right. Okay. Okay, so I have prepared for this stream. This is the RGB stream in which I will attempt to program Rgb Matrix for the very first time. I have never done this before, so part of the stream is me trying to understand how this works and coding it, and hopefully voicing out my thoughts so that I can get them clear in my head, and maybe, I don't know, maybe people will learn things. But first, since this is an RGB stream, I have to drink something that's RGB related, right? So, this is a popular drink here in Seattle. It's called Rachel's Ginger Beer, or RGB. So, so this particular flavor is caramelized pineapple, which I really, really like. This whole growler cost $29, and I bought it from on Capitol Hill. This stuff is really, really good. As you can see, I've already drank half the growler. This is so good. So I'm gonna pour myself a glass, and we shall go from there. I probably shouldn't be pouring it next to the PCB in case I break other things, but all of you guys, all 14 viewers, can bear witness to the fact that my PCB is faulty. So AT Ultraman, if you watch this, if I can't get it fixed, I would love to have a new PCB, please. I'm gonna ping him. I gotta ping him. There we go. Rachel's Ginger Beer, caramelized pineapple. Delicious. All right, okay. So I'm gonna try and explain what I'm doing. Let's do programming. Okay. So that little chip beside all of the RGB LEDs is actually one of these guys right here. So there's one for every single switch. And the pinouts are as follows, like that. So as you can see, this doesn't quite match that. And by my probing the other night, this is the ground pin, which correlates to that. So basically what I have to do is I have to go through this PCB and figure out how all the LEDs are connected. And after that, we're going to read through the QMK documentation together while I figure this out. But for the time being, I get to do the most boring part of this stream. I get to trace a PCB and to make sure that I'm tracing it correctly. Boom. Okay. So I just have to figure out, like, you know, do the LEDs go this way, zigzagging back and forth? Actually, I'll show that through programming. Do they zigzag back and forth? Do they go up and down, or do they go, you know? That's something that I have to figure out. And yeah, let's get to tracing. In the meantime, if you guys have any questions about the process, I'll be keeping an eye on chat. And yeah, just talking to you guys. Okay, so Thornkin, thanks for joining in. RGB is strong stuff. Well, this is non-alcoholic actually, and I don't. I know there's such a thing as the Balmer Peak, where you drink just enough alcohol that you're suddenly like a genius programmer, but tonight I am not going to be drinking, just be drinking RGB, Rachel's ginger beer. So let's get some music going for y'all. Not that song. Let's try. Here we go. All right. Need some death metal. Death metal with my RGB, huh? All right. I'm getting my handy dandy multimeter. Let's figure this out. Beep, beep, beep. Beep, beep, beep. Boom. Alright. Okay, so if I'm gonna do this like that, I gotta start from here. Okay, I need more light. Where did I put my... Aha, there they are. Got these fancy glasses with some light in them. Boom. You guys see the light? See that? See, that's not helping much. Never mind. Okay. I'm really hoping that this doesn't take too long, otherwise I'm going to be upset. Oh yeah, so just to show you guys what I'm doing, based on this, the way the RGB works is the DO of one pin, of one of these chips. The DO of one of these chips has to go into the DIN of another, and basically they're just chained that way. So like, I have to measure the if there's a connection from DO to DIN, and then from that chip DO to DIN, until I figure out how all of that is laid out. So here we go. Oh, what fun. Oh, what joy. These chips are just so tiny. It's hard to see what's really going on. Nothing's beeping. do? Oh yeah. I forgot there's actually a resistor in between them. Aha. Okay. Yay, okay. So it looks like it's gonna paint something like that. There we go. Pardon my crappy paint job. Yeah, from the pictures, some people too, I thought they were going to be around a tiny 85 size, but they are small boys. Yeah, they are really, really small. I could not read them until I had to use a magnifying glass. Someone is pinging me on Discord. Who is pinging me on Discord? Ah. A co-worker wants to buy Halo Truce for me. Do I have any of those? I think I've made them all into holy pandas or something. It's odd. Okay. Those guys are all connected. Nebulant says, hey, can I have that key set? You mean this guy right here? It's one of my favorites. What's up, fun spoiler? Don't flip the truths I gave you, man. No, Mr. Petrov, those truths went into the holy Jesus. Yeah, I have other truths lying around. I just have to find them, I guess. This guy is particularly confusing. Oh, there we go. Now I got it. That entire row's connected. Okay, so what's next? I'm assuming this shift key is connected there because it has to be an unbroken chain. At least that's what I'm expecting. So what? Work from the other side. Perfect. Mr. Petrov, can you enlighten us on what the new mass drop HP drama is? Yeah, I'm not too familiar. Ever since Mass Drop kind of redid their site, I've been kind of lost as to where to look for things. I'm getting the hang of this. The resistor and LED positions aren't the same across all of them, so hence why I get confused. There we go. Fun Spoiler says this PCB bad. No, well, yes, this PCB is bad. It's defective, but that's not why I'm doing this. The Doro67 came with 3 PCB variants, a regular one with multiple layouts, and one with RGB underglow support, which this one is. Unfortunately, the firmware doesn't exactly control RGB underglow, so I'm implementing the support for it. A lot of people never got the Jesus switches. That is true. Oh my gosh. Some of the resistors aren't placed in the same orientation as the rest of the resistors. That's pretty annoying. Right. It's connected like that. Okay. Wow, there's lots of new people on stream today that I don't recognize. Wild Turtle says, so what can the many WS2811 chips do? Would QMK be able to control them? Or WE? I don't understand what WE does, but okay, think about it this way. I believe what people are most used to seeing are the WS2812s, which are strips of RGB LEDs that have the controller baked into them. My thing just died, but what this does, if you separate the RGB LED and the controller, you're not limited to the size of your strip, because you can just take those two components and have like an infinite number of LEDs. Well, maybe not infinite, because you're still restricted by power, but if you were just to do the regular strips, you're limited to what the manufacturer sells. Maybe a strip only comes with 10. Maybe a strip only comes with 20. So that's the benefit. I personally think it's not a great idea for such a small board, just because the more parts, the more things that can break. And as I showed earlier on the stream, this brand new PCB already has one broken RGB. So it's definitely not fun at all. Everything's beeping. When I did the PC Singa build, I had her order an A-Tiny85 from Mauser, and it was dead on arrival. Yeah, I don't know. I seem to see a lot of that coming from China manufactured PCBs. Like, in fact, a lot of the PCBs that I've encountered that have broken or have been sent to me for repair have all been manufactured in China. So I know that China's like the best place to manufacture something because it's cheap. You can get stuff done in bulk, and you have lots of options. But I don't know. Just my experience tells me otherwise. Really? Oh, perfect. Right. It goes longer. Okay, so maybe the LEDs don't actually snake. And I just realized I've been doing this a bit backwards. It's actually... They're actually going the other way because I have the board upside down. Going shoot that way. Yeah, there we go. Like so. Okay, I'm glad I caught that. Why does he keep switching the traces from which direction the trace comes out from? Okay. These two guys are connected. couldn't he keep the trace coming out of the same direction, out of all the resistors, the same row? Okay, it's all connected too, but I can't seem to trigger anything on the escape key there. Alright, so what's next here is I need to, like, based on my understanding, this has to be like an unbroken chain. So I need to know how they're connected on the right or on the left. All I know is that the direction that they're going is that the output of this LED is going to the input of this one, and then its output is going here, and so forth and so on. So they're all going right to left, which would imply that they're not exactly connected the way I think it should be. Yeah. Which is like how you read Mandarin, actually. You read Mandarin from right to left and from top to bottom, so that might be why. Like I would expect this to zigzag. And yeah, just to explain what I was talking about earlier about like the resistors not all coming. Okay, so just to explain what I was talking about earlier, some of these resistors, like, I really hope you guys can see that, like this guy right there. Ah, man, you guys can't see that. Okay, well, for example, here, let's just draw something. Let's just draw something here so you guys know what I'm talking about. It's really frustrating. So imagine that you have a switch right there, right? And then you have a resistor. Then you have another switch. And then another resistor. What I was finding was that for the most part, I would find the trace from the bottom of the resistors, right? And in some cases, it would go from the bottom to the top of the next resistor. Or in some cases, the resistor wasn't like vertical, it was horizontal. So it would, yeah, it would just jump all over the place. And it's just, yeah, I'm curious as to why that was done. Keep in mind, I do not know how to design PCBs. I simply know how to trace them. And as someone who traces PCBs, I found that very, very annoying. So I have to figure out how they're all connected. So let's get back to tracing. Okay. I just have to figure out. Yeah, Neverland. I'm just using a Microsoft Paint web app, which I loaded an image from QMK Configurator. It doesn't seem to be like... It doesn't seem to be from top to bottom either. Okay. That's not the case. Then maybe it is one of these resistors that I need to probe. Come on. Running paint in a browser window. What a time to be alive. Wow, this really isn't... Okay, let us see. Whew. I'm not really finding it, guys. Where is the connection? You know, I could have used a schematic so I didn't have to do this. You know? A schematic would have been super handy. That's not... Okay. Come on. Where the hell can it be connected? So far I've checked this row over here, this rightmost row, the LED is not connected there. Oh, come on. Oh, I found it. Oh my gosh, I found it, guys. Okay, so let me just orient myself correctly. The tab is connected to the top right. Here, let's just gonna call it A for now. A to A, like so. Okay, there we go. There we go. So I'm going to assume that these guys are connected. I'm gonna assume that it's gonna be connected from here to here as well. Let's see if my theory is correct. Oh, that took way too long. Okay, that is the resistor that I need to poke at. Yep. Yep. Yay. I'm getting somewhere, folks. Getting somewhere. Okay. Okay. Where's that switch? Perfect. C to C, C to C. And finally, okay. Yep. D to D. Okay, two more points to figure it out. I need to figure out what the escape key LED is, and I need to see if this guy is the one that's connected to the microcontroller. Whew. Getting there slowly but surely. Mac since this PCB is broken, what will happen to it? Repair, send back, or E recycle? I'm actually gonna try and repair it. All of the Christmas light LEDs. I think that's happening because of the broken LED. I might just need to reflow it actually. Either reflow the RGB LED or reflow the controller chip. And if that works, then yeah, but if not, 80 Ultraman will hopefully send me a replacement PCB, and this particular PCB will go into my collection of broken PCBs. I was talking to Man of Interest earlier. I'm like, you know, when you travel to a meetup, it's really hard to carry like all your favorite boards, because number one, they're really heavy, and number two, you don't want TSA to be like, what's with all this brass? What's with all this aluminum in your bag? Let me wipe it down for you, you know? And it just takes forever, and I think I would have much better luck carrying just a bunch of PCBs and just showcasing them on like a table. Petula says, send it to me if you don't have to send it back. People have had to reflow their reset switch. Wow, what the hell? What the hell, man? people have had to reflow their switch, their reset switch. That is very that's very bad. I'm willing to guess that maybe the escape key is the one that's terminated. Maybe it's the one that's connected to the MCU. That wouldn't quite make sense. Okay, maybe it's this one that's connected to the microcontroller. Let's try. Let me figure out if the right key, the right arrow key, is the one that's connected to the microcontroller. Will something beep? Nothing's beeping yet. Nope, nothing beeping. It's potentially an easy fix, but we'll see. Yeah, it definitely is. In fact, I fixed quite a few PCBs where that was the case. Just had to reflow the solder. But you know, you can't really just, you can't know that off the bat. Really? Okay. Let's see if it's the escape key that's connected to the microcontroller. And the pins on this guy are also really, really tiny. So I'm not even sure if I'm getting an accurate reading. Okay, never mind. Your Doro looks amazing. Yeah, well, okay. I'm gonna show you guys the box that this guy came in. super impressive. I can pick it up with one hand. Probably not. Okay. I want to show you guys. This is the box that it came with. Look at that. It's so big it doesn't even fit in my view. That Doro67. This is some pretty impressive packaging. Oh look, see? I wonder what these 3 dots mean. I wonder if that's like the PCB designation, regular, multi, or whatever. Yeah, it's such an impressive little box. Alright. I'll do a full unboxing tomorrow, actually. But right now it's just me trying to figure out. I sincerely think it's this key. The escape key is the one that's connected to the microcontroller, but I can't seem to find the correct one. Okay, let's try that again. So, Enemy's Friend 22, there are actually only 3 PCBs available. There's the regular and the RGB, which both only come in one layout, and then there's the multi PCB, which comes in multiple layouts. But even though you can select multiple layouts on that PCB, you are limited to what integrated plate you chose. Holy crap. How is this so difficult? Oh, guys, I found it. Just have to figure out which pin it is. Whew. I got it. It is based on the orientation. It's one of these pins over here. Show you guys. It's one of these pins over here. So let me attempt that again. Is it? Oh. Is it the first pin? These pins are so freaking tiny. Yep, it's the first pin. So it would be PB7. Okay. Got it. Got it, guys. B7. Like so. We're making progress indeed. Okay, which makes me wonder, hold on. Did I screw it up? I would not be surprised if I did. Yep, I screwed it up. So B7 goes into the D in, D out. Okay. Yep, I screwed it up. I had it correct the first time. Goes like that. It zigzags. Woo. There we go. That's what it looks like. This entire strand of LEDs, it's connected to the microcontroller at the escape key LED, and it zigzags. It goes from left to right, left to right, left to right, left to right, left to right. So I had it right the first time. All right, I am done with the tracing. I can actually get to figuring out the rest of this process. Wish me luck, boys. And I don't think I'll actually need the PCB until I'm ready to flash. So, go show you guys once more what it looks like. I have no idea what is happening, but I'm excited. Well, Turtle, what I figured out was basically in order to do the programming, you need to know how the LEDs are connected in what order. So as I've showed here, it's connected to B7 on the microcontroller, and the string of LEDs just zigzags through. Okay, all right. This is the part that I do not know a lot about, so bear with me as I read documentation. So Rgb Matrix is actually a new feature in QMK. It hasn't been around for long, and what this allows you to do is, if your PCB supports it, like what this is supposed to be, you can implement cool features, such as when you press a key, it lights up. It's like reactive lighting. You can make your WASD cluster a different color compared with the rest of your keys. You can light up just your modifiers. You can light up just your alphas. You can light up just your escape key. You know, stuff like that. And we're gonna try and implement that so the base features, such as the ones that I talked about, will be usable by anyone who uses QMK configurator. But as I mentioned earlier, we are using a WS2812, and let's read up on this. There is basic support for addressable Rgb matrix lighting with the WS2811, WS2812 addressable LED strand. To enable it, add this to your rules.mk. Wild Turtle says, is this what the ZL60 PCB uses? No, not. I don't think so, actually. But okay. Okay, what did it say? It said there's basic support, add this to your rules.mk. Copy. Let's actually open up the code here. Rules.mk. Let's just add it here for now. Let me organize my screen. Now configure the hardware via your config.h. Okay. Let's add that in. Config.h. So far, easy. So far, it's easy. Config.h. Let's throw that in here. Okay. What did I say the RGB pin was? B7. Yep, that's B7, all right. And I need to count the number of driver LEDs. Driver LED total, what does that mean? Does that just mean the number of LEDs? There we go. You guys can count with me. Mac Merlin teaches counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68. Okay. 68 in total. 68. Okay. What's next? What does the documentation say next? Okay. Let's toss this section. Just leave it on the side here. I might have to access the PCB again. So configure hardware, yep, we did that. From this point forward, the configuration is the same for all drivers. Okay. So I actually read through this the other day, and I got hella confused, which means the documentation probably needs to be changed. But okay, if you've watched, okay, I'm going to assume that you've watched a lot of my porting with port series, so you know what an electrical matrix is, and you know what a physical matrix is. And according to Zulkal, who explained a lot of this to me, these numbers, this row and column number, this is in reference to the electrical switch matrix, like the K00, K01 kind of deal. This is in reference to the actual switch. This next thing over here, what did he say about this? He said, I've forgotten what he said. Oh crap. Oh wait, okay, yes. So number of columns, you are looking at the physical matrix. The physical matrix of your layout macro. And then the row position is the position of the LED. So for example, if we go back to our little diagram here that I so beautifully made, this LED right here is the very first LED, so this would be position 0. So I know a lot of this might not make sense to people who are watching yet, but don't worry, it doesn't quite make sense to me either. But hopefully by the end of the night, if I can make this work, it will, I'll feel really good and I can go to bed. What's up, Racing Giraffe? Thanks for joining in. Okay, so I am just going to copy and paste things like this. We're learning together, sweet. Yes, we are. Okay. Whew. Okay, just for fun, I'm gonna see if things compile. Doro67 RGB default. Will this compile? Oh, of course not. It's complaining about... Semicolon. There we go. Oh, darn it. Rgb Matrix drivers.c. Undeclared here, not in a function. Okay. What does that mean? RGB LED num? Is that what it means? But oh, I see. Okay. No, I have it set off, but Nani? Okay. So based on reading documentation alone, it did not give me enough information to get past a compilation error. Whereas what I had before I started hacking away at it did compile. Let's just uncomment that line, maybe. Okay, well, we don't have to worry about that for now. This is what happens when your firmware is too large. You don't want to put flash too large firmware on your keyboard, otherwise it corrupts the other segments of memory. But oh crap. Let's just turn off some of these features for the time being. Okay, we're good. Awesome. Now I have to figure out how to fill up this thing, this array. Okay. So it's an array. This whole thing is an array, and each of these guys is located at an index of the array, and the index represents the RGB number. So this very first guy here is LED 0, which would be this one right there. So that actually makes things pretty easy, I hope. Hey, what's up, Tefram? You get to watch me struggle and learn something new about QMK. Okay, what is the syntax? Let's do this. Come on. Okay. So what I was saying earlier about this segment right here, this is your K00, K01 values that you can find in rgb.h. These guys right here. So the first number is the row, the second number is the column, and basically that's the escape key. So we're gonna do that. That's what the formula says. That's good. The next one is From this point forward, the configuration is the same for all drivers. Okay. The format for the matrix position used in this array is row and column. Yep, we got that. We got that. That's understandable. The X is between inclusive 0 through 224, and Y is between inclusive 0 through 64. The easiest way to calculate the positions are... Okay. Okay, I'm gonna have to define a few things, I guess. And this is the physical matrix. So the number of columns in the physical matrix is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 15 by 5. Or 15 columns and 5. I got confused there for a sec, guys. 15. Number of rows, 5. Times row position. Well, it's really funny how X is the number of columns and Y is the number of rows when a majority of QMK is done by rows and columns. Okay, let's do this. So 224 divided by 15 minus 1 times row position, which is 0, 0, I guess. Let me pour myself another glass of RGB. I like to show off my RGBs. If you guys missed the beginning, I am drinking Rachel's ginger beer, RGB, since I'm doing an RGB stream. This is caramelized pineapple. Well, Nebulant, when you come to Seattle, I can take you there. It's some good stuff. It's $29 for an entire growler. It's pretty dangerous. My team lead likes to mix his with whiskey. I'm just drinking this straight. No alcohol tonight because I need to focus and figure this all out. Enemies friend 2022. Going to bed now. It's almost 7 now. It's almost 7 now. 7 in the morning, I assume. Well, good morning, and hope you get a good night's rest. Okay. Nope, that's not what I want. I want this scene. Okay, where the hell is he getting 20.36? Okay, just for kicks. Does that still work? Yeah, that still works. Okay. Number of columns minus 1. 224 divided by number of columns minus 1 times row position, which would be 0 actually, because that's the first LED, and then 64 divided by number of rows minus 1 times 0. So that's also column. Let's do that. To get that right. Okay, it's compiling. Yeah, morning in Germany here. This was fun. See ya. Yeah. Well, enemies fan. Hopefully by the time you wake up, I will have working firmware that is being code reviewed. Okay, what's this last number here? Why is it 1? Modifier. Oh, okay. So if I remember correctly, it was explained to me that modifier is a Boolean, whether or not a certain key is considered a modifier used in some effects. Oh, okay. So the escape key is not a modifier. Is the escape key a modifier? Oh, darn it, he does not. Well, I don't think the escape key is a modifier. Oh gosh, I'm gonna have to do this 68 times. 68, holy crap. Okay, let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. I've lost count. Surely this can be done a better way. Man, I could throw it into a for loop, but then I wouldn't, how would I be able to check which one was the modifier and which one was not? Wild turtle, yeah. Yeah, I could throw it in a for loop, but as I said earlier, I'm not sure I could figure out the modifier without writing additional code. So let's just do this the old-fashioned way. I can start from here. So 0, 0. So it can be make sure, should be 15. 13, 14. Is that the way the formula goes? Yeah, column number. Okay. Config.h. Oh. Yeah. Looks good. Okay. There. And then there we go. It's hard to read. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There we go. Okay. So which key am I skipping here? 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. A, B, C. Okay, it's missing the D. It's missing the D. That's the second row. There should only be 13. Or it goes up to 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A, B, C. Wait, I already screwed up. A, B, C. Yep, there we go. Then it skips A, B, C, then jumps to 14. There we go. I really hope I'm doing this correctly. I still have to fix this, but yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there, everyone. Probably optimize it once I'm done. Three. The cost of cool flashing lights, indeed, yeah, for sure. I'm mainly doing this just because I think that the Rgb Matrix functionality is cool. Like I've never played with it before. So I'm really curious as to how it works. Okay, 3 would be 34, 35, 36, 39, A, B, C, D, E. Wait, who did it skip? 31, it skipped 31, okay. So 0, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, A, B, C, D, E. Hooray! 3, 3, 3. And finally, 4. All the way to 43. So I don't get confused. 0, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, that jumps to 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Wait. 9, 10, 12. 9, 10, 12, 13, 14. 9, 10, 12, 13, 14. 9, 10, 12, 13, 14. Perfect. Ta-da! This should be 4. You've got 2 column rows on column 3. 2 column 14s on row 3. Do I? I do see that. Woo. It's just row 4. Okay. I have the electrical switch matrix done. Now I have to do this part. What did I say this number was again? That was the row position. Okay. Row position. The row position. Chefram says, how are you doing? I am confused. I am confused, but slowly working through things. Is backspace a modifier? Well, that's not what I'm confused about, but I am curious. Oops. There we go. That's easier to read. Yeah, I think this is actually going to be correct here. No, these are all row zeros, actually. It's the column that changes. Yeah, it's the column that's changing here. Okay. Guys, is backspace a modifier? Let's go look at. I'm pretty sure it is, right? There we go. Let's see if keyset designers say it's a modifier. Base kit, okay. Okay, I'm just gonna say that it's a modifier. So this guy right here is a modifier. Okay, and this guy, this one's the tab key. Tab's a modifier. Wait, I screwed something up. There we go. I just had to change it one time there. There we go. And these guys are all on the same row. Oof. Okay, I screwed it up. It's the way this matrix is done, it's backwards. It's not row first, it's column first. So it's actually here that I have to change it. See, just to make sure, is that what it is? Column? No, it's number of columns times row position. I had it correct. Ah! Confusing. No, wait. Number of rows times... Okay, never mind. I did have it wrong. Wow. Okay, starting to get the hang of this now that I know how things are laid out. Tab is for sure a modifier, so it's this guy right here. Yeah, I agree. And of course I screwed up over here. No, wait, what am I doing, guys? I didn't need to change that because this is row 0. No, no, this is correct. Oh my god, I had it correct the first time. It's column position. This is the one that changes. Okay. You subtract the column position from the number of rows. Okay, okay. This is super tedious, yeah. Okay. You subtract the column position from the number of rows. Oh, you multiply the column position from the number of rows. So this one is actually all row 1. Oops. And okay, I'm not going to make the same mistake. Okay, all of that is sequential. All of that is sequential, so that would be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There we go. And we agreed that tab is a modifier. And we're going to say that pipe is a modifier as well, because who said it? Wild Turtle said so. So we're going to make it a modifier as well. Okay. Here we go. And now this is going to be row 2. And the column is going to change here. No, it's actually going to be sequential because there's no concept of skipping an electrical switch. Okay, this should be easy, right? Talisman Solutions, welcome. I'm just gonna okay. So caps lock is a modifier. And so is return. No, wait, guys. I just realized something. I'm looking at a 60% keyboard. This has got to change a little bit. Okay. So that's not backspace. I guess that does count as a modifier. There we go, that's backspace. And this second row, that's tab key. Yeah, these two guys are modifiers. And then row number 2, yeah. There we go. There we go. And row 3. Row 3. Okay. Zero, 1, 2, 3. The shift key, left shift, is a modifier. And right. I need to take a look at this. Okay, so the last 3 keys should all be modifiers on row 3. 1, 1, 1, and finally the last one. This is 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 0. This actually isn't too bad. 5, 6, 7, 8, like so. And these are technically all modifiers. And the bottom 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I'm not gonna have spacebar as a modifier. Okay, all right, we have the Rgb matrix done. Please compile. Yay, it compiled. Okay, so I'm paranoid. Okay, it compiled. So maybe I'm halfway there, guys. Let's read more documentation. Key codes. All RGB key codes are currently shared with the RGB light system. Oh, perfect. All effects have been configured to support current configuration values. You can disable a single effect by defining disable effect name in your config.h. Oh, so does that mean they're all on by default? They all on by default. Okay. So that means I should be able to cycle through the modes. Okay. I am going to just play with the key map here. An Rgb Mod. That should be sufficient. Okay, I'm gonna try flashing this and just play around with it. Okay guys, hopefully I don't break this board, but as you've all seen, the board is already broken. So what am I afraid of, right? Okay, which way does this go in? Okay, so there's the breakout board. Breakout board right there. And it has a little 4-pin connector that goes into a socket right over there. Moment of truth indeed. Would anyone on stream dare to test my firmware on their board and release me of all liability regarding their PCB? Okay, it's plugged in. It is plugged in. Oh yeah, for those of you who missed the first part of this stream, look at that. They're all supposed to be green, but as you can see, the bottom half of my PCB is broken. Well, all of the LEDs are in Christmas mode. And there's one dead LED right over there, which is, I think, the reason why all of these guys are dead or dying. But at the very least, I can see if I did the top ones correctly. So let's reset the board. Press reset. Erase. All right. What's the name of this firmware? Doro67 Rgb default. Okay, guys. Moment of truth. Moment of truth. I'm gonna take a drink first. Oh wow, 22 viewers tonight. Thanks guys for watching me read through documentation and try and figure things out. But here we go. Let's flash it. Flash. It's flashing. Okay, I flashed it. I'm gonna reset. I flashed it. Reset. Alright. Okay, so it's still as broken as it was before. Look at that. It's all blinking. But I'm gonna see if I can toggle the RGB. What did I do with my key map again? Okay. It's this guy right there. Rgb Toggle. So I should be able to turn it off. I turned it off! Hooray! It works! I did not break my keyboard. Okay. Let's just... Okay. Turned it back on. And the next key next to that is Rgb Mod. Rgb Mod will allow me to cycle through all of the existing RGB functionality. Oh, did you guys see that? Oh, look at that, it's breathing. It's breathing. Let's try. Okay. Oh, it's really like shining in my eyes. It's time to get serious, folks. Yeah. Okay, let's keep going. That didn't do anything. Oh, cool. Can you guys see that? It's like Knight Rider or something. Yeah. Whoa. Crazy. Well, okay, this makes it look like my keyboard isn't broken because everything's doing the same thing. Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to get to the reactive mode because the reactive mode is cool. Okay. Whoa! Whoa! What's going on? What is this? Random lights are happening. That's pretty cool. Okay. That didn't change. I think I was back to the original, huh? It's back to the original. I was expecting more. Okay. Why is reactive not showing up? Let me read some documentation. Let's read this documentation. There's just so much light, so I need to wear these sunglasses. Send me a hex. Hey, okay, Cthulhu. Alright guys, Cthulhu is asking for a hex. Release me of all liability. If you flash this, you release me of all liability on your board. I'm not responsible for any breakages. If I break your board, you cannot hold me liable. But I will send you a little hex file here, just a bit. Flash at your own risk. Upload. Alright, Cthulhu. I just sent you one. You guys, 21 viewers, or 20 viewers, excluding Cthulhu, you guys are my witnesses. Alright, Cthulhu. Let me know if it works. You know, if I turn on RGB for all of my boards, I could like totally just wear sunglasses throughout my entire stream. Oh, so Cthulhu, it's one, like the number 1, that's the Rgb Toggle, and 2 is the Rgb Mod. I'm not sure how to control everything else yet, but oh look, that's interesting. Rgb Mode _star. Key codes will generally work, but are not currently mapped to the correct effects for the Rgb Matrix system. What does that mean? What does that mean? Can I take like... I want reactive. Here, I'll show you guys what I'm looking at. Say, look. Rgb Mode _star. Key codes will generally work, but are not currently mapped. I want reactive. Pulse keys hit to hue and value then fade. Static single hue. Pulse keys hit to shifted hue then fades to current hue. Sure. I am typing on Doro67 with Merlin's RGB firmware on it, but I don't have enter. Shadedream says, if you included them all, there are a lot of RGB modes to flip through to get to reactive, I believe. Well, that's what I did, but I didn't go through all of them. So I think I need to actually use this key code. Okay. Is that a key code? Rgb Matrix solid reactive? Oh, whoops. Alright, that is not a key code. Rgb _mode. If I append Rgb _mode to it. Is that a key code? That is not a key code either. Maybe it's a solid reactive. Rgb. What? What is the correct key code to get to it? Oh, hey, look at this. Additional config.h options. I don't know. Wow, this documentation is terrible. I don't think there's a key code for it, says Xenophobia. It is working though. Okay, great. It's working. You know what? I'm going to take a peek at someone's key map. Oh, nope, not there. I am going to look at the mass drop one for the control. Let's see what he's done. So Zulcall is the guy who was helping me earlier. Okay. See, look, he doesn't really add any of those. It's just Rgb Mod. Not seeing. Yeah. Not available. Oh wait, responsive pattern. That looks promising. This key map is broken. Never mind. Default? It is working though. I don't think there's a key code for it. Rgb Matrix key code section doesn't list any codes to choose a specific mode. That's really weird because the documentation itself says Rgb_mode underscore star. So I should be able to use one of these because when I was hitting Rgb Mod, I definitely did not go through all of this. Because look, okay. If I toggle it right now to turn it off, there. Let's do this. See, I just turned it off right now. You can turn it back on. And we're going to toggle through all of them. See, look, what's this? I don't know what that is actually. But okay, this is the telltale sign. There is a mode called Rgb Matrix Cycle All. So that means I can get to it, if I can get to it. See, look, this is like, it's like Knight Rider. Yeah, we are obviously lacking in documentation, but I'm glad that the keyboard works for you, Cthulhu. I'm glad that I didn't brick your board. Yeah. It's very odd. I'm going to keep looking for other people's examples here. Or actually, you know whose key map would be good to look at? Mr. Drashna. User space. Drashna, where are you at? There we go. Okay. RGB stuff, that looks promising. Oh, okay, it's not really Rgb Matrix stuff, is it? Yeah, I'm not seeing any Rgb Matrix stuff. You deactivated some features before compiling. I deactivated some features. I did, but it had nothing to do with RGB. Let's take a look. I deactivated these two guys, and oh, okay, here we go. It's definitely not underglow. And what happens if I don't know what's gonna happen if I do this. Oh yeah, because my stupid key map is still broken. Yeah, setting this was nowhere in the instructions. Man, documentation is sorely lacking. If only there was another keyboard that had something similar, but because this is my first time attempting this, I'm totally unfamiliar with what's out there. Yeah, xenophobia, that's exactly what it's for. That's why I'm not sure if it's meant to be used, because it's not in the instructions. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that you don't need to turn those features on if you have this on, you know? So there's got to be a way to pick reactive. This is really the only reason why I want RGB. I want reactive mode. But there are other ways to track this down, such as looking at the pull request that implemented it. Reactive. 6 new reactive effects. That sounds like a reasonable one, right? Here we go. New Rgb Matrix single color reactive. Let's see how that was implemented. Let's look at the files. Okay, that's just a README file. What's this? Rgb matrix.c. That's the implementation of the reactive. Okay. Okay, he didn't. This is just purely a feature addition. He didn't actually. The new effect is a single colored reactive flash set to the color of the EEPROM that is adjustable via key codes like RGB, Huey, Vi, and Psi. But how do you turn it on? I don't know how to turn this on. Read this. Unfortunately not, but as far as I can tell, the Rgb Matrix doc does not even describe what any of the effects do. And I mentioned that it needs to be documented. Sigh. Yeah, that's gotta be it, but there's no, the feature is in, but there's no example, there's no explanation on how to use it. Maybe this one will give me some clues. Yeah, that's the thing, Shade Dream. I cycled through a small set here. Let me show you. We're gonna cycle through it together so you guys can all see. So I'm gonna try and get to the green mode first. So that's 1. Actually, oh, there you go. Raindrop. Ding, ding, ding. Okay, wait, I think this might be the... Actually, I have no clue what mode this is. Oh man, all these guys are just really, really traumatizing me. I'm gonna attempt to fix it during tomorrow's build. Okay, so that's happened before already, so we've actually already gone through them twice. I believe that I'm not going through any of the Rgb Matrix effects. That's what I believe, but I also just programmed this tonight, so I don't have enough information. Zulkal, where are you? Thanks, Nebulant. If any of you guys have watched Dr. Disrespect. You know, maybe I should just like bring out all my keyboards that have RGB so I can wear my sunglasses all the time. Would people like that? If I just wear my sunglasses all the time? There are 14 presets. Yeah, Cthulhu, you're probably able to cycle through them much faster than I can. On the board there are 14 presets. Okay. We're gonna do some counting here, guys. 14 presets. This has 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. There we go. That answers it. We're not going through the Rgb matrix. What's the regular PMK RGB? RGB lighting. Are there 14 presets in regular RGB lighting? Ah! One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, that's... Oh, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Let's see. I'm confused. I don't know. Dude. There are 14 presets to enable the ones after 14. Did you define the key presses thing? No, I did not. Where are you guys seeing that? What key process thing? Ah, there we go. Reacts to key presses. Okay. Let's go add that in to config. Where did I put all my stuff? Here we go. Okay. below digital rain. What are you guys talking about? Oh, okay. If defined Rgb Matrix key presses or defined key releases. Okay, I think that might turn it on then. There we go. Xenophobia, I think you're about like 20 seconds behind me, because I already added it in config.h. Rgb Matrix key presses. Okay, so I'm gonna try and flash that again. There we go. Reset. Erasing. Flashing. Let's try that again, folks. Let's see. Well, I'm sorry, Xenophobia, that I can't give you my utmost attention. Alright, let's toggle through all of them. Hey Cthulhu, are you still on chat? Whoa! Hold on. I have to show you guys. Yeah, I think that was definitely it. Okay, guys, are you ready for this? This is reactive mode. That's totally rad. Oh my. Okay, I'm gonna choose a different reactive mode. Okay. That's too cool. Oh, whoops. Must have hit something. Sorry, guys. Change mode. Okay. Well, that's cool. Yeah, it's definitely a lot more modes now. I like that a lot. Alright, Cthulhu. Cthulhu, I am gonna send you this new hex file. Please disregard the previous one. Even though they are named the same, this is the new one. Doro67 hex. Open. What? Did it send to you? There we go. Alright, it's sent, Cthulhu. Whew. Oh my gosh, it's so bright here. Alright, let me know how it goes. Cthulhu, the two of us are officially the first two Doro67 owners who have reactive lighting on their keyboard. Congratulations. Oh, Mr. Petrov, do you have yours built? Do you have yours built? Wow, you are quick. Did you just get that board? Okay, I'm gonna send you a hex as well. So 3 people have reactive lighting. Here. I just sent you the hex file. Kindly flash it on your keyboard and let me know. The way that I have the key map built is kind of wonky. Your Rgb Toggle is where 1 is located, and the Rgb Mod, which cycles through all of them, is the number 2 key. So just play around with that. Cthulhu says, oh man, there are a couple of different reactive lighting presets. Here, well, I'll continue showing what it can do. That. Yeah, I still have to play around with this some more because I'm definitely not too used to this. Yeah, I know, it's super bright, though I think I can, oh, of course. Okay. I mean the key map. Okay, yeah, sure. Let me do that really quick. Programming, there we go. Let me increase the size. Boom. It should be a little bit bigger. Awesome. Back to the build. Cthulhu! Let me know your thoughts. Is it working for you? Are you having fun with it? Oh. It is changing screens on me. Yeah, it's working great. Awesome. Okay, that's good to know. Alright, Mr. Petrov, I need you to confirm that it's working too once you've flashed it. Yeah, I'm going to stress the fact once again that I have a malfunctioning PCB. Please help. Please send help. Gargatron says, Smack Merlin, sorry if I didn't check your content, but I'm getting 65% using KBG65 and Zulio67G. What are your thoughts on the PCB? I don't know what a KBG65 is, but I know what a KBD65 is. KBD65. Oh, okay, Mr. Petrov, the RGBs are super bright. It should still shine through. The KBD65 PCB, I'd say it's typical KBD65 quality. You know, they are cheap boards, and people have experienced difficulty with them in the past, but they're not like bad boards, but just, I guess it's like, think of your expectations of a Chinese-made product and just compare it to that. Like, some people have Chinese-made products that last 10 years or so, and some people have Chinese-made products that last 10 hours. In fact, one of my previous build streams, actually, I think it was the last build stream that I did, I built a DZ60 for a customer, and it all worked on stream, and I tested it for a week. It was fine, and by the time it got to him, you know, it turned out one of his keys was malfunctioning, and I'm just like, what? What the heck? Mr. Petrov says, how do I put Daro into bootloader mode? There should be a button on the back. See, so if this is the front of your PCB, it's, where is it? It's right there. It's on your left or on your right when you're looking at the back of the PCB. No, you just have to literally press it. I don't think any of that is coded in. But I don't want to open it up. Got lots of tool liner in there. Well, do you have a reset key? Okay, well, okay. So I'm hoping that boot magic is somehow implemented on this. So try the space B while plugging in. That might work. In fact, I'm going to make sure that boot magic is set to light. Bam. Okay. Yeah, sorry Cthulhu, I guess you're gonna have to like open up your keyboard every time you reflash, but here, let me hold up for the two of you guys. I'm going to remake this hex file. I'm gonna send you one that has boot magic enabled. So basically what this does is you can hold your escape key down while plugging in, so you don't have to open up your board. So disregard the previous file I sent you and use this file next, which I will be sending to you within the next 2 minutes. All right, I just sent it to you, Mr. Petrov and Cthulhu. Here you go. Okay. So once you guys have this hex file flashed in, each successive flash you do, just hold your escape key while plugging in your board, and you can flash again without having to open up your board. Yes, Mr. Petrov. Backslash, or I always get them confused. It's the one below backspace. Yeah. Okay, so while you guys are testing, I'm just gonna talk about some of my thoughts about this process. This was a very convoluted process, in my opinion. Like, a lot of the stuff that I was able to do tonight was not gleaned from the documentation. It was more like I had to talk with Zilkal a lot about this, and even while doing it, even with that knowledge, things still confused me. And look at this, like someone mentioned on stream, I could do this as a for loop, and I definitely can, but at the time of writing, I didn't quite know enough to know what parameters I needed to be setting. But now I do, and I think I definitely can make this into a for loop. It's just that the two things that would confuse me would be knowing which keys to set as modifiers, and when it comes to setting the electrical matrix row and column, I need to be able to glean it from the layout macros. Mr. Petrov, thanks for the 1 bit. I have to send bits to press enter. But now I can't press enter. Oh my word. That's very odd that you can't press enter. Let me take a look at what's wrong there. let me take a look. Let me take a look. What did I do wrong? Did I do something wrong? K2E. Yep, I did do something wrong. This guy right here is not 2C, it's 2D. So that means I need to fix that in the Rgb matrix as well. Which row was that? That was row 2. Row 2. And I had it set to C. Row 2. 13. There we go. Okay. Sorry, guys. One more time. One more time. And of course, I screwed something up. Oh, yeah. That's a simple fix. One more time, guys. Sorry. Thank you for your patience, Cthulhu and Mr. Petrov. Third or fourth time's the charm, right? Alright, this should have your enter key working. Enter key working. Sent to Cthulhu. And next up, sending to Mr. Petrov. Alright, that should work. Scam to get bits. Thanks for all the bits, man. Tough from 34 says, what directory did those rgb.h need to be in? Okay, so what I'm modifying right now, I'm calling the PCB RGB because it's in the Doro67 directory. So when you're percolating down in the QMK configurator, you'll click Doro67/RGB. So it doesn't need to be in another directory. This is just what the keyboard.c file normally is. Cthulhu says it works. Sweet. Okay. Thanks, guys, for fixing my bugs. This is like live coding, live stream coding and testing. Awesome. Just have to wait for Mr. Petrov to confirm that it works for him too. Hashtag learning. Yeah, indeed. I learned a lot tonight. This is my first attempt at getting Rgb Matrix working, and whew, yeah. The Raging Asian subscribed at tier 1. Thank you so much. 2 months in a row. Dang. Hello from me and Brian watching anime. Ooh, nice. Yeah, Mr. Petrov, you hold escape key while plugging in. Yeah. Yeah, Cthulhu, thanks for being my beta testers. Like, I'm sure glad I didn't brick your board. I missed a bunch of the stream. Yeah, you did, but the first half I'd say was really boring because it was just me like trying to find the matrix, the LED matrix, which is this. So the escape key LED is connected directly to the microcontroller, and then the strip just goes like that. Goes A connected to A, B connected to B, so forth and so on, and that took a little too long. Mr. Petrov says, "Oh my God, I can speak again. So how do I test RGB?" Yeah, it's that it's that key map that you took a screenshot of. Press your 1 key to toggle RGB and your 2 key to cycle through the modes. Cthulhu says, I mean, you flashed yours first and it worked, so I had faith. Well, thank you for putting your faith in me. Yeah. Yeah, so for those of you who are just tuning in, this is what I accomplished tonight. Reactive RGB lighting on Doro67. So this is, I'm simulating key presses. Ah, it changed. I don't like that. Here. Doot. 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 But how can I use number 1 and 2? This was just a test key map, yeah. But now I can't use number 1. Yeah, well, I'm hoping to contribute this to QMK soon, and with that, you guys will be able to use QMK configurator. So once I submit this, like obviously this code still needs a lot more cleanup, but once I submit this, you guys will be able to go to QMK configurator, like so, type in Doro67, and you will have another option, Doro67/RGB, which will have all my latest changes tonight. How do I live without 1 and 2 now? Mr. Petrov! Exclamation point. Yeah, sorry. I'll fix up the key map. Yeah. Actually, I think I'll do that right now. Let's get something more sane. Something more sane, they say. There we go. And what am I going to do here? I'm going to set that to be your function key. Actually, what was the default for this board? Let's try and copy the default. Let's copy the default key map. Oh look, the default key map doesn't even have an FN key. Really? That's funny. Yeah, the default key map for this board didn't even have an FN key or a way to change RGB. Okay, well if that does not exist, I am free to make the key map however way I want. So I'm gonna make the tab key Rgb Toggle. Then I'm gonna make the Q key Rgb Mod. Just so people can play around with it. Let's do that. That's a lot better. And I am going to add a reset key as well. Let's make that a reset. Like so. Okay. So you now have boot mapper, escape, then you have a function reset, and you can also press the button on the back of your board. Kefram says, I can't use the QMK configurator. Why can't you use QMK Toolbox? It does not work on Linux. That is very true. But you don't need to use the toolbox when you use configurator. You can still use like the old DFU programmer way. Okay. Okay. Just so... Alright, Cthulhu and Mr. Petrov. Let's do this one more time. I have set your function key immediately to the left of left arrow. If you hold it and press escape, you drop into bootloader mode. If you hold it and press tab, that toggles your RGB. If you hold it and press Q, that cycles through Rgb mode. This should at least get you a fully working key map tonight, so you don't have to type exclamation point, or when you're trying to write your email, you're not gonna be, let's see, where'd I put it? There we go. I just sent you one, Mr. Petrov. And Cthulhu is the last one for the night. I think I'm gonna do some cleanup. But there you go. Yeah. And yeah, I know this isn't a common feature yet, Rgb Matrix. This is still very new to QMK. In fact, if I were to trace it, let's see, when was this implemented? The reactive lighting mode was only on March 17th. That's like a month. And it's only the feature, so it's not like every board supports this. Mr. Petrov, testing, 1, 2, 3, yay! You can make exclamation points now. Awesome. All right, okay. We are the first 3 people with RGB on our boards. Wait, what? How do I now turn RGB on off? Press the function key and press tab. The function key I have put to the left of your left arrow. Alright, cool. Chill music indeed. You have to hit it like 3 times for it to turn off. Really? I don't know if that's a software issue or hardware. But here, okay. I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna switch the Rgb mode. Okay. This is still the old firmware, so I'm going to toggle it right now. This is 1. Oh, you're right. It takes a while. There we go. Yeah, guess it does take a while. Okay, yeah, Mr. Petrov, I am surprised that you got an RGB enabled PCB but didn't go for the clear switch route. Alright guys, well, oh, what time? Oh, it's 11:13, dang. It's almost 3 hours, but I guess that's not bad. So I'm not, actually, I will push my changes to my branch. If you guys want to grab it and play around with it, you're more than welcome to, but I am not actually going to commit it to QMK until I finish my build tomorrow. So I can say I actually tested it on this, but I don't know. It's, if my PCB is broken, it's kind of that kind of ruins my streaming plans for tomorrow. I'll see if I can fix that broken LED first, and if that doesn't do it, then yeah. I sure hope so. Yeah, but if I can fix this PCB, then I won't need him to send me another one, because you know, having to wait for another shipment, I feel like I've waited for this for a long time already. Yeah. All right. Okay. I'm just gonna commit all of this code. So Alright, for everyone on stream, if you want to grab my code, it will be on this link that I just posted in chat within the next 5 minutes. I still need to commit them all. You can play with them for the time being. Let's see. Updates were rejected because the tip of your current branch is behind. What? I didn't do anything. How did that happen? What? What happened here? Auto merging keyboards, fix conflicts, and then commit result. How did I get, what did I do? What in the world did I do? I want current changes. There we go. That's one file fixed. Accept current change. There we go. Accept current change. Rules. Yay. And key map. Guess I just have to accept all the current changes. Sweet. Alright, that should do it. Alright everyone, yeah, it's up there on my branch. Feel free to grab and do as you will, but I will not be committing directly into QMK until I build up this board so I can play with it some more and figure out if I've had any more bugs. Meanwhile, Cthulhu and Mr. Petrov, if you see anything else weird with it, within the next coming days, feel free to send me a PM on Discord on the same channels that I've been sending you firmware at. And yeah, thanks for your patience and your willingness to try out rogue code. Alright, let's see. Anyway, thank you everyone for watching on my nearly 3-hour stream as I coded and traced LED matrix, read documentation, and got confused and drank RGB. So thank you everyone for putting up with all of that. Stay tuned tomorrow afternoon. If I can fix this PCB, I will be building the Daro live on stream and flashing with the code I just wrote tonight. Hope you all have a good rest of the weekend. And if you want to catch any of my other content, make sure you follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and definitely YouTube. I'll see you all, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone.